The government of Sweden, yes, you heard that right. Sweden is looking to take away its grants from the Jehovah's Witnesses. Let's unpack this. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Monica. For those who are new, thank you so much for stopping by. I create XJW and beauty content, so if it resonates with you, do subscribe, but most importantly, please give this video a thumbs up and let the algorithm know you enjoy this type of content. And as always, let us know where you are watching this video from. Last week we had people from South Carolina, Chicago, Egypt, Newfoundland. I even thought that was a fake place, but it's a province in Canada. We also had people from Cameroon, Bulgaria, Liberia, and the Netherlands and Poland. Guys, let me know where you're watching from. I always appreciate it. Thank you so much, and let's get into the video. I don't think a lot of us realize this, but we are living in such amazing times. We are literally witnessing the downfall of the Jehovah's Witnesses play out right before our eyes, because countries around the world, especially in Europe, are taking away their money from the Jehovah's Witnesses. Let's unpack why the government of Sweden is next in line. So the government of Sweden is looking at new legislation to draft and revise the Act on State Grants to Religious Communities. A lot of people are thinking they are targeting the Jehovah's Witnesses, and you know what? They're probably right. Here's what the former Secretary of State for the Ministry of Culture, Nina Andersson, had to say about the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Som utomstående är det svårt att förstå att en rörelse, i det här fallet Jehovas vittnen, får statsbidrag när såväl expertmyndigheten, eran myndighet, SST, är tydliga med att de inte borde få. Ni om och om igen har sagt att de inte borde få. Och så är det ni som beslutar och då får de ändå. Kan du förklara det?
Men jag förstår,
så att vi förstår.
Ja, jag förstår verkligen att det framstår som så mycket märkligt. Det man måste komma ihåg är att när det gäller utbetalning av skattepengar så måste det liksom hålla och vara lika utifrån den lagstiftning som finns. Här har lagstiftningen uppenbarligen inte fungerat. Därför kommer vi också gå till riksdagen med ny lagstiftning på det här området för att rätta till det.
Kan det innebära i framtiden att Jehovas vittnen inte får statsbidrag längre?
Ja, det kan det. Alla trossamfund som nu befinner sig inom det här systemet kommer att omprövas mot den nya lagstiftningen.
Guys, as you heard her say, the current legislation on state grants has obviously not worked because the Jehovah's Witnesses are still able and eligible to receive this grant. And therefore, we will turn to Parliament with new legislation to correct this error or this mistake. Oh my goodness, guys. The Jehovah's Witnesses are in trouble. The government of Sweden wants to take back its grants. Nina actually said this in a documentary about the Jehovah's Witnesses in the country of Sweden. And if you're interested in seeing this documentary, I will have it linked down below. It does have subtitles, so if you want to see it, it's in the description box. It actually took the Jehovah's Witnesses a very long time to receive this grant in Sweden. The government didn't want to give them money in the first place. So let's just go back a little bit. In 2007, in August, the 6th of August precisely, the Jehovah's Witnesses applied to the government of Sweden and they say that, hey, we want to start receive state grants. The government of Sweden was like, hell no. For what reason? For what reason would we give the Jehovah's Witnesses money? Guys, the Jehovah's Witnesses fought for 12 years. They fought so hard for the government of Sweden to finally give them money because what? That's all they care about. This religion only cares about the money. The government of Sweden was like, okay, fine, have it. And they actually got a lot of money here. They got the state grant money. I'm not sure how much that is, but they also got a further $800,000 because of just how long it took them to get this money. Basically, the government of Sweden had to pay for damages. And I think probably the government of Sweden was like, you know what? Your day is coming. So for people like myself who don't really know much about the Swedish culture, let me just read you a few notes that I made so you can understand why they would actually feel this way about the Jehovah's Witnesses. So Swedish society is based on equality and individualism, and this is something they really pride themselves on. When I was doing this research, I also learned that Swedish people are actually one of the most liberal people in the world, especially when it comes to sexuality. They are top 3 in the world of most liberal countries when it comes to sexuality. So clearly the Jehovah's Witnesses were not going to have a good time there.
Det är tydligt i Jehovas vittnens eget informationsmaterial att mannen ska vara kvinnans huvud och att en kvinna ska underordna sig sin man. Det är också tydligt att sexuell omoral leder till uteslutning och att homosexuella handlingar anses omoraliska.
Så många upptäcker att de har en annan sexualitet och då förlorar du hela släkten. Eller du förlorar alla dina vänner.
Jag kom ut som homosexuell när jag var 25 och i och med det så blev jag utesluten. Och mina föräldrar de kom hem till mig med tårta och blommor. Som ett begravningskaffe nästan. Och det blev så tydligt att den dagen så upphörde liksom.
So here's why the government wants to remove state funding from the Jehovah's Witnesses. Firstly, they do not like the no blood transfusion. For them, they do not agree with this. People should have access to medical care no matter what it is. For them, this is a right. People have a right to medical care.
Andra frågan som varit i fokus för statsbidraget är den om blodtransfusioner. Är det en grundläggande rättighet att få ta emot blodtransfusioner?
Ja, det är en grundläggande rättighet att få sjukvård som är adekvat för det man...
Secondly, it's how they stigmatize political activities and they feel that their citizens should be part of the democracy, the politics of Sweden, and the Jehovah's Witnesses not allowing their members to take part in this also does not sit well with the government of Sweden.
Är rätten att engagera sig politiskt och rösta i allmänna val en grundläggande värdering i Sverige?
Ja, det är det absolut.
Får ett Jehovas vittne engagera sig politiskt och rösta?
Det är inte upp till mig att svara på eller bedöma, men det är klart att det är en grundläggande rättighet och någonting som varje individ ska få göra själv.
Vittnen fria att välja om man vill rösta eller inte?
Nej, alltså det är ju faktiskt förenat med ett dödshot att gå och rösta.
Hur då?
Jo, för att om du går och röstar, du blir utesluten, då betyder det att du inte får leva i paradiset. Och då kommer du dö, Harmageddon.
And of course, they are against how the Jehovah's Witnesses view homosexuality. And lastly, also against the subordination of women, or in other words, they are unhappy at how the Jehovah's Witnesses treat women. And when you're a Jehovah's Witness, you don't really realize this until you leave and then you look back and then you realize, oh my goodness, as a woman, I was very much oppressed. Or as a man, I was definitely oppressing women. So the Swedish government do not want to have any of that.
Anser du att jämställdhet mellan kvinna och man och möjligheten för hbtq-personer att leva som de vill är grundläggande värderingar i Sverige?
Ja, absolut.
Alltså grundläggande värderingar i samhället, då är män och kvinnor jämställda. Hos Jehovas vittnen så ska kvinnan underordna sig mannen. Kvinnan ska tiga i församlingen för att inte undervisa.
Vi hade egentligen inga uppgifter mer än att sy gardiner, städa och baka kanske. Eller hjälpa till på sammankomster med städning. Och, ja. Så det fanns absolut inga demokratiska rättigheter för kvinnor.
And then, of course, the shunning policies, they do not agree with them having to shun members once they leave or if they do something wrong. The Swedish government really, really hates this. Like, they want to crack down on this. And the Swedish government has been standing on business for years. You know, unlike other countries that are taking action against the Jehovah's Witnesses more recently, the Swedish government has been doing this for decades. Like, they do not play around when it comes to the Jehovah's Witnesses. They do not want them. They don't even care about them. I have been telling you guys for months now that we are witnessing the end of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Truly, what a time to be alive. The chickens are finally coming home to roost. The Jehovah's Witnesses does not look good. It does not look good. And let's remember that once you take away their money, oh my goodness, they lose their ish. They lose it. I think we're going to see even more rule changes within the Jehovah's Witness community because they have to do this or they're going to keep losing money. And I've come to the realization that losing money in Europe actually hurts the pockets of Jehovah's Witnesses the most because they get a lot of money from Europe. Like most of these countries in Europe give them state grants. And I think this is going to lead to even more radical changes within the Jehovah's Witness community, because we all know that it's a religion that's only concerned about money. And as soon as governments take away their money, all of a sudden now the light gets brighter, they make changes. So I think if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you're going to be probably surprised in the next coming months and years. I don't even know if they have years at this point. To be honest, I don't think they have a lot of years, but this is just my opinion. But in any way, I think in the next coming months, we're going to see even more rules being changed, because more and more countries are going to take their funding away from the Jehovah's Witnesses. They are violating so many human rights. People's rights to medical services, the rights of children, the rights of the LGBTQI plus community. Like, there are just so many rights that these people are violating. And I think countries have no choice but to take away their money. Because if they don't take away their money, what happens? Nothing changes within the Jehovah's Witness community. So we are definitely going to see changes. I can tell you guys that for a fact, for sure, more changes are coming within the Jehovah's Witness community. And it's honestly so exciting to see, because if they don't change, they will definitely collapse. If they don't transform themselves, they will definitely what? Be done. So it's very much interesting times. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.